raise their hand. How about we all? President Obama, are you listening?
Told you once, I told you twice. You never listen to my advice. Good kind treatment has ruined you. Won't get to heaven, I don't care what you do.
Who poured onto the streets of Washington yesterday capped off an angry summer that saw the president's popularity go down as tempers went up.
I've seen you changing from day to day. Nothing ever gets in your way. Don't feel nothing for no one else. Take what you want, just help yourself. And now you want a revolution. A revolution now. Say you want a revolution. A revolution now.
Mr. Axelrod, what do you make of this demonstration yesterday?
One of the great things about our country is people can express themselves, even if they're not representative of the majority. Your own poll, which was taken after the president's speech, suggests that they don't represent a mainstream view of this health care plan. And so, I don't think we ought to be distracted by that. My message to them is they're wrong.
And it won't be long for you to see where you come from. You can't go back, can't stay the same. No one but yourself to blame. And now you want a revolution. A revolution now. You want a revolution. A revolution now. Say you want a revolution. A revolution now. Do you want a revolution? A revolution now. Say you want a revolution. A revolution now. Say you want a revolution. A revolution now. Say you want a revolution. Say you.
My name is Anthony Millet. I'm a local businessman.
And Anthony, if you can please tell me, what exactly this rally for change, or rally for movement, rather,
Yeah,
is all about?
this is the organization is Rally for America, and this is a civic conference to help educate the public and have public participation to address some of the issues of the day.
What are some of the issues?
Well, basically the central core issues that concern most of the people coming today are what we call the over issues: overspending, overtaxation, and overreaching.
There's one thing I know we can do. Take it back. Take our country back. Can't you see?
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to start off today by reading the preamble from the Rally for America website. I found it extremely fitting. We call upon Americans to rally for America in order to unite, not divide, persuade, not dissuade, to fix the cause, not the blame. We seek solutions, seekers and problem solvers. We ask our fellow Americans who may feel compelled to defend their democratic or Republican Party from criticism out of misplaced loyalty or ultra-sensitivity to muster equal loyalty for our Bill of Rights, defense of our U.S. Constitution, and preservation of our revolutionary principles. Draw upon what we unite, what unites us, and tolerate what divides us. The blessings of liberty are not passed along to the next generation in the bloodstream by safeguarding it on their behalf. There is no greater responsibility of an American citizen than this solemn duty. Hello.
Hello. Are you proud to be American? Yes. Are you ready to take back America? Yes. My father didn't come here to Ellis Island in 1929 to give this country to China. And I'm sure your parents and grandparents didn't either. That's right. Look at what's happening today. It makes you sick. We're in a state today that is dysfunctional. Look what's happening with Albany. Look at the corruption. Big shots, I don't want to mention names, are now being put in jail for doing stupid things. Laws are being passed, finally, and yet they're not strong enough. We need accountability at all levels. Without accountability, what are you going to get? More corruption, more manipulations, more finagling. This country is too great for that, and this state is too great for that. You know, I think about Ronald Reagan. You remember Ronald Reagan, obviously. Good man, right? All right. You probably don't remember, word for word, his great speech at the Republican convention when he took on Jimmy Carter. And he faced off to that malaise, you remember? And he said about government, great definition of government programs. He said the closest thing to eternal life in Washington is a government program. Once they're in, you can't get them out. And it's the same thing with taxes. Once they put a tax on, oh, it's just going to be temporary. Did you ever see a temporary tax? No. They keep adding to it. Don't forget, maybe you don't know it, I'm the first practicing certified public accountant ever elected to the U.S. Congress, House or Senate. Can you imagine that? When I got there, I was shocked to find so many attorneys and not one other accountant. So no one's counting, but everybody's spending. And they're spending money they don't have. So what do you do when you spend money you don't have? You gotta borrow it. And who are we borrowing from today? Countries that don't share our values, like China. We're putting this country on a course of unsustainability. And it's not just for our kids, it's for us. It's not 50 years away, it could be 5 years away. Look at the debt that's being racked up on the books. Obama himself has said in the next 10 years, he expects to add 10 trillion, that's with a T, 10 trillion to the 12 trillion we just ended the last fiscal year with. That's 22 trillion. Now, even if you could keep interest rates down to 5%, which I don't believe you can because the Federal Reserve has put so much money out there, and we've kind of gamed the system by keeping interest rates artificially low. So what we're doing, and I know we have to do that to keep the economy from really cratering, but what's the plan to come out of it? More spending? That means you're going to have huge inflation. You remember when Ronald Reagan gave that speech? Who remembers that the interest rate, the prime rate was 21%? How could anybody pay 21%? That's because inflation was 18%. So you have to always compensate people for lending money by going 2 or 3% above inflation. Now, get back to my point. I don't think we're going to be able to keep interest rates down to 5%. But let's say we were able to do that. In 10 years, at 5%, $22 trillion, and that's the good news, that's what's on the books. Social Security and Medicare, 45 trillion more are off the books, and that's why I say over here. But talk about the bonded debt. 22 trillion times 5%, that's over $1 trillion in interest. That means all discretionary spending will be pushed out. That's the worst tax in the world. You don't have to worry about taxes if you're paying that kind of interest. And look who we're sending it to. A lot of it's going offshore. We gotta wake up. This is not rocket science. This is accounting. It's not even difficult math. But you get confused every day by these politicians that want to seduce you into thinking they have a program. They have no program.